Then I done the what?
What else?
But but I love you, bye. I love you, but I didn't want to
Say
eat. I see right there.
Okay. Uncle Keith is right there. That's right. That's pretty good intro. Sunday Night Suns, the Bun Doctor Show. I love you. Goodbye. I love you. Uncle Keith is right there. Pretty good. Pretty good way to, it's the season. Season's over. I love you. Goodbye. That's a way to look at the year that 45 wins.
Yes.
Is where it settles.
I'll take it.
Yeah, and again, nobody in their wildest dreams thought we would win 45 games. I thought we'd win 40.
Yeah.
And I was being an optimist. So, we outpaced an optimist view by 5 games. I think we outpaced Vegas by something like 14 games.
Wow.
So, and that's with, stumbling very badly over the second half of the season where, there were a lot of injuries and a lot of losses in very close games. Even with the injuries, we still could have been like, you could have had up to 5 or 6 more wins.
Yeah.
With some better luck.
Lost so many games in the last few minutes.
Yeah. And a lot of that is due to injury, but you still, anytime you have a last second shot, you have the opportunity to win. We lost all of them. So, it is what it is. Like you again, like coming into this season, again, anyone who had any sort of access to a platform was very down on the Suns.
ESPN.
Yeah. They said we're going to have the worst defense in the league. They were very wrong about that. Yeah. We had a top 5 defense for long stretches of the season, but, of course, just, again, injuries really took that apart down the stretch. It's, the whole tale of 2 seasons thing, if you want to really sort of look at it from whatever perspective. It doesn't really matter. You're in the 7th seed. Like, you can talk about what you could do, what you would do, what you would have done if this, none of it matters. Where we are is the 7th seed. As Bill Parcells said, you are what your record says you are. So, but again, the way to view this is a success. As you said, you thought they could have a decent season. I thought they could have a 40-win season. We both thought less than this. It outpaced both of us. Yeah. And we're both optimists. So, when even the viewpoint of the optimist, and the thing is that, I'm not even talking about my realistic viewpoint. I'm talking about my sunny side up viewpoint. I didn't think we could win 45 games. I really didn't. So, there's nothing. Anyone who has a negative feeling right now is being disingenuous because nobody came into the season like we're going to win 55 games.
No.
And anyone who's saying like that right now is lying. And I understand, we were all excited partway through the season, but injuries are just part of it. I know that every team goes through it, but what's very clear about our team is, when you just piece together a team and there's no history and there's no continuity, injuries hurt that much more. Because when you have a system established and guys who are about to step up know what their role is going to be, it's a lot easier to deal with injuries. We have none of that. First-year head coach, completely rebuilt roster. Again, I'm not giving excuses. You win or you lose. I'm just saying that it's understandable that the second half of the season went how it did. Very few teams would be able to survive the injuries that we went through. It is what it is. We still made the 17.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a tough skid there. We the thing is we were in it. We were in the race for a while for the 6th seed, and even till the end, we still had a path there. So yeah, it's hard to be upset.
Right up till the Rockets game that we went to, there was still an outside chance.
Yeah.
That if the Wolves lost all their games and we won all of our games, we could theoretically and again, it was a long shot, but the point is that it went down towards the end of the season. Like we kept having opportunities and we blew them.
Yeah,
There's no other way to look at it.
Couple of bad weeks.
Yeah, we blew multiple opportunities. But again, like there have been a lot of teams that started this way and didn't even make the play-in because they faded so hard in the second half. So we're in the West. The fact that we had as many injuries as we did and we still made it to the 7th seed, like again, I would have loved to have been in the 6th seed just because of avoiding the play-in.
Yeah.
But, overall, again, it's pretty hard to like have a super negative opinion about what happened. Like it just I feel that you're being too negative if you do that,
I think for the most part, Suns fans are happy. I think there's a lot of Suns fans that don't really expect us to do well in the play-in. I think there's some dooming going on. The Blazers have been better than us in the last month.
I mean, there's no question about that. Especially if you look at just the raw numbers.
Yeah.
We'll get there in a minute.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I'm just overall very happy with what this team did.
Yeah.
Because
we could take a minute to just appreciate the season.
Like this season, again, this is the most fun in a very long time.
Yeah. I watched probably the most games I have in the last few years this year. I probably only missed a handful.
Yeah. I mean, the only games I missed this year were like when I had a family thing. Like, I watched, again, it's you have a handful of games you'll miss because of whatever stuff that's going on. But when I had family in town, I missed a couple. But like for the most part, I caught the majority of every single game, and it was just a more fun season, especially the first half. The second half was uglier. The second half, there were a lot of games that sucked. There were a lot of like weird rotations because of injury and all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And, again, that's part of it. But what was fun about this season is that, again, it wasn't really one dude. It was so many guys.
Yeah.
Like it was a whole group that was, sort of unheralded. The way that Dylan Brooks was sort of viewed as, it's like, oh, he's just a salary fill-in. And
then he started averaging 20 points a game.
Yeah. And Kaman Malawach that was a busted draft pick. That was a terrible choice. And, down the stretch, he's putting up he's had a couple of huge games.
Mm-hmm. Tonight
was awesome.
Against the Thunder.
Against the Thunder. He dominated Shea.
Yeah. Let's not add context to that.
The way that Colin Gillespie broke the Suns record for threes.
Yeah, amazing. You wouldn't think he would do it over Allen, but he did.
And established himself as, I think, a starting point guard in this league. Mark Williams, the injury problems still continue to be a bit of an issue, but he showed when he plays how much of a force he can be as a rim protector and an offensive and defensive rebounder.
Mm-hmm.
The Suns are just way better when Mark Williams plays. It's just, there's no question that his size is just an unbelievable deterrent at the rim. Even if he's not Wemby or whatever, it's just, you see that dude and you're like, yeah, I'm going to step back and shoot a floater,
Yeah.
And it just, I think his standing reach is only behind Wemby. So, Williams is a big motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I love Osu Ighodaro so much. He's not, at least not yet, a rim protector.
No. I would be interested to see him line up with play with Williams and play alongside, Malawach. That would be interesting to me. But
I actually really do think that him and Malawach could play together. I really do.
Mm.
I don't think they're going to do it.
No, yeah. Because then,
I
yeah,
think they should.
you take like Dunn's spot and give it to Oso or something.
Yeah. I think they should, like, not necessarily in this playing game unless you get desperate and you need to go for something, but like the playoffs are the time to tinker, and it's time to go for stuff, especially when you're in the position we're in. Like, you know, you're not trying to. I mean, right now you're trying to win one game.
Yeah.
But assuming that you get that done and you're into the playoffs, you know, then you have a much wider, you know, runway because you've got multiple games, you got a whole series. And I really do want to see Malawach get some minutes. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
I wouldn't even be mad if he got minutes in the playing game.
Yeah, me either. There's no I mean, his size, there's no, like, the way he's playing right now, his size is a benefit.
Well, and especially when no matter what's going on, we continue to struggle to protect the rim.
Yeah.
And we're certainly better when Williams is out there, but it has not been. People never are like, oh, I shouldn't drive against the Suns. Everyone, you know, there's no consideration for that.
No,
So
you're like, we must drive against the Suns every play.
So we need someone who's going to make them think twice about that.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the thing that we do. And that's going to be the thing that Malawach does. And I think he's capable. But yeah, I mean, I think obviously the player of the season for the Suns, the MVP, like, I love Devin Booker, but I think you have to give like Suns MVP this season to Dylan Brooks.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, like, Devin Booker is obviously the best player on the team.
Right.
But like, I think that you would, especially if you're Devin Booker, like, I think it's one of those things, like, when I look at like a team MVP, I care much less about who's the actual best player and more about who set the tone, who led the culture, all these things. And the way he turned us into a defensive team, you know, there's no Robin of the Year award. Like, you know, again, Devin Booker's clearly our best player. I'm just saying that the impact that Dylan Brooks had, because the other thing is that I think Dylan Brooks had a huge impact on Devin Booker wanting to stay here.
Yeah.
And that makes him the MVP because I think that Devin Booker was starting to consider leaving. And if Dylan Brooks being here makes Devin Booker be like, nah, man, I want to stay and play with this dude, that's even more like feathers in the cap of this guy's so important. And again, it's not even an award that exists. You know, there is no team MVP. I'm just saying, like, when I look back at this season, the dude I am most thrilled with, of course, Devin Booker's the best player on the team. Of course, we all love him above everyone else. But I am so thrilled with Dylan Brooks because he installed his defensive mindset on the team. He put his entire will into Colin Gillespie and made Colin Gillespie 10 times better. You know, again, it's a silly thing to say. I just think that if you were giving some award of whatever, Dylan Brooks deserves.
Like, he's like the most impactful player. Yeah.
Sure. Like, whatever, you know, it's, you know, again,
maybe
the MVP never is,
yeah,
you know, it's a nonsense award. I'm just saying that Dylan Brooks made everyone care about defense.
It's true.
Made everyone play 10 times harder.
Absolutely.
And made Devin Booker happy again.
Yeah.
That's the MVP of this team. Yeah. Like that's just what I'm saying.
Like, I get that.
That's the MVP.
Yeah.
Not that Devin Booker isn't the best player, but the dude who makes Devin Booker want to be here.
Yeah.
That to me is just so fucking important because it was starting to feel like that was maybe not a thing.
Yeah, it is. It was nice seeing him be happy this year. He's much happier in his interviews. You know, he gets a chance to get to the playoffs again. So, you know, he's already in playoff Devin, you know, mode. He's been like awesome 30 lately. The last few games.
Yeah, he's not been the issue at all. He's been awesome.
Yeah.
He only can do so much. Like, you know, there's only so much that one man can do.
I would probably still give it to him just based on like how we played when he
sure.
was
I mean,
team, but you know,
again, I'm just saying that like there's no question who the best player on the team is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that what Dylan Brooks did this season had more impact long term on the future of the team
Yes.
than anyone else.
I can see that.
Because he changed the culture. He legitimized what we're doing. And again, he made Devin Booker happy. Those things to me matter more than whatever statistics.
Mhm.
And again, there's no question who the best player is. And if Devin Booker looked at me and was like, how dare you? I'd be like, I'm just kidding. It's you. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just talking about, like, there is more than just the statistics.
You can see how our defensive rating tanked when Brooks was out too.
The level of like fight in the team
Yeah.
was just lower, and it's not anyone's fault. It's like it's going to be a lot harder when you don't have the absolute psychopath diving all over the place and making you feel a need to do the same.
I get annoyed at like how refs are just like seeking out text to give to him at this point. I feel like
I know he
he's
gets
just
the whistles
super
that
scrutinized.
Draymond Green should get.
I know, right? Like, come on, he's not like throwing elbows and shit.
Like Draymond Green gets away with all these fucking things. He screams in refs' faces, and they're like, "Oh, huh? I hope I get on his podcast."
Yeah.
And then Dylan Brooks is like, "Ugh," and they're like, "Technical foul! How dare
Yeah.
you disrespect me?"
He must be saying like some really
Click that.
cutting stuff.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Those bangs are terrible.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I do. I always love the idea of like very biting comments that are like extremely specific
Yeah.
to the person and the situation. Like,
Yeah.
I read your essay on, some college essay on. I don't know.
Yeah.
I read your essay on the orchestra. It was terrible. Like,
Yeah.
Dylan Brooks seems like the kind of person who would research someone's background to trash talk them, is my point.
He does. And
Like,
I appreciate him.
He
for that.
seems like the kind of guy who would like go into your history,
Yeah.
He'd find your live journal from 1999 and be like, I'm gonna, I hope no one finds my live journal from like 2006. That'd be really bad.
Mm.
That'd be a whole lot of oh my God, you were gonna kill yourself and take drugs? How did that go? The live journal is the most fucking hilarious historical thing. We're off topic.
George R. Martin's favorite place.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, me and George R. Man, that guy, it's incredible. Still not finished.
Still not, yeah. Still working on the old plot.
To the book that you told them the ending to.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's now been, when did that show end? It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah.
It's been almost like,
Wow.
It's been
I
like-
don't like to think about that.
it's been like 7 or 8 years since that show ended. He still has no clue.
And they passed this book before that too. Like,
Yeah. It's
hey, what's up, Water Pop?
okay, here we go. These okay. So what the fuck are we talking about?
Dylan Brooks before that.
Dylan Brooks, Suns, incredible
Yeah.
season. It's been a long day.
Mhm.
We, earlier today, the sentence, the crops were doing much better before Timmy's legs turned to charcoal was uttered. So it's been that sort of day.
Yeah.
The
The dragon struck him down.
it's been a Dungeons and Dragons kind of day.
Yeah.
We do nerd things in addition to basketball things.
Mhm.
Yo.
Yo.
One of our number one fans. I guess we should talk about. Should we do highlights and then talk about the Blazers?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's just do highlights now because then we can talk about what we expect from. Because we got just a couple of games left
Yeah.
in the to look at here because there really wasn't much. I love Jamari Bouye, and I love that he scored 27 today, but unfortunately, it's just not going to have a lot to do with the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this is the game we were at. So from
it's
dragons
true.
do be like that. It's true.
Maybe bronze dragons.
What did you feel watching this game in person?
I felt elation, and then I felt disdain. No, then I felt hunger, and then I felt satiated. No.
We crushed $2 hot dogs. That was good.
Yeah, the $2 menu was great. No, it was fun. It was nice.
Son had pretzel bites. He was happy.
Yeah, I had
That
a
was $2.
nice lemonade. It was a fun game for the most part, and it sucked. It was good up until the fourth quarter, basically, and then the Rockets ran away with it. I thought we had some really nice offense in the first quarter, obviously, and it was facilitated by a lot of turnovers, which you'll see in these.
We scored 37 in the first quarter, and then we basically scored 70 the rest of the other three quarters.
And it was enough to keep us in the lead, but yeah, it was.
Well, yeah. They were not playing a particularly good game either. And then in the fourth quarter, they just, completely obliterated us. But it just, all of it compounds, again, all of it just, he has all the talent in the world, but it follows around Jalen. And it's just stuff like this. Like,
this is why I don't want him bringing up the ball.
Like right here. Like,
no, he stole it.
Yeah. I mean, this is a nice defensive play. Now we're into a double team. So already at this point, you need to be looking to dump the ball. And what happens? He doesn't. So it gets tipped away and he loses it. Okay, I've recovered. Now, what you do here is pass the ball off and reset the play. Jalen doesn't do that. He attacks again. He gets right into Şengün. Just a bunch of dribbling around before finally. And it's like, again, we watched that live. It was awesome when Goodwin hit it. But this is like...
It's messy.
And it's like 10 seconds of Jalen Green just not even considering his teammates before he dumps the ball off at the last second. And it's just, there's so much other stuff that should go on here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the shot is made, but process over results. If you did this 100 times, you would score, 60 points or something. Like, it would not go well. Like, this is, and you wouldn't even score that many. Like, this is not offense. And it just, so much of the time, Jalen cannot give the ball up, reset, run to the other side of the court, set a pick, and let the ball come back to him. He's got to force the issue. The ball stops. And most times what it results in is an ugly shot and transition offense for the other team, which is what the entire fourth quarter was.
And it's like, dude, you're coming off an injury. You don't need to be running around with the ball that much. Like, try to, preserve energy.
There was so much room in our offense for his level of talent coming off of cuts and working in secondary action, and his need to dance for 30 seconds before he does any of it. It just fucks our offense up. And I wish he was benched. He won't be.
He did not have a great game against the Rockets.
No.
Unfortunately, him and Brooks didn't.
No, Brooks didn't either. I wish he would be benched for the playoffs. I want Jalen Green to be. I don't want him to.
He might be injured, though. He might not even.
I mean, I hope not for. I never want injuries, obviously. But I just don't want him. I don't think he's part of the Suns' future. And I just think things were working. Reevaluating the offseason. I'm sorry to him that it hasn't worked out, but it just hasn't. This was early in the game, stealing the ball from Şengün. Late in the game, Şengün dominated everything. This play was awesome. Just Williams scored like 8 points in the first 5 minutes. He was just trailing everything. And what you love here is you could pull up right here and just be like, well, Brooks has got it. He'll draw the foul. He could quit, basically. But, his motor is just high, keeps running, and that's what allows him to get the putback, Yeah. And I love that about Williams is that, he's the exact opposite of DeAndre Ayton in terms of motor, because Ayton had no energy and Williams has so much.
Yeah.
And he does all of the dirty work stuff that DeAndre did not want to do. And then he doesn't shoot stupid mid-range jumpers. So
no, exactly. He takes it to the rim.
Exactly. You gotta love that right there. And again, see, this is the thing. It's like right here, Jalen gets the block. And again, so much talent. Booker rebounds. Jalen sprints the court. And right there, see, the thing is, Jalen's not involved in this play directly other than the defensive part.
Mm-hmm.
If he brings the ball up the court, right here, he starts dribbling around, lets the defense get set, and then goes in and fires a contested shot. He cannot comprehend that you have to attack before the defense sets. He like wants to let the defense set and then prove that he's Kobe. Like,
Yeah.
it's just foolishness. And Devin Booker didn't, truck with that, and he dumps it off. Here, the offense did look a little better. Like, Jalen was terrible, Brooks wasn't good, but in terms of like movement, maybe it was just being at the arena, but the offense felt a little bit less isolation-y.
Yeah.
Especially in the first quarter.
Yeah.
As the game went on, it got a little bit worse, but we also just missed a ton of shots at the rim. We did attack the rim a lot and just miss so many shots. It's not good, but it's like at least we were trying to continue to attack the rim.
There were a lot of missed calls, I feel like, but we got a lot of calls in the third.
Yeah.
In the fourth, not so much.
It's frustrating because right here you see we're up 23-5.
Yeah.
And it's like you lost this game.
This is that whole run, basically, these highlights.
Well, and
so many of them were off of the turnovers.
Well, and the frustrating thing is, again, we were up 37-21 after the first quarter. In the NBA today, you're almost like, shit, we're going to lose. Like, the team that leads by 15 early loses. Almost always. Like, I don't know what it is about basketball now, but teams get a lead and then forget how to play.
Mm-hmm.
It happens all the time. It's very strange. So here we got Booker and Williams doing. See, I mean, again, look at this. Williams actually setting a screen, not fading away from the screen like DeAndre Ayton would. Like every time we like watch the Lakers this season, I'm like, haha, like Nelson from The Simpsons. Like, all right, so Booker off the screen. I mean, that's number one, an incredible finish in traffic. Because I mean, look at this shit. Williams is literally right here, triple team. Not only is he triple team, but he catches the ball in triple team. Yeah. This is Randy Moss stuff. Look at this. Like, he's got his arm up. The ball's right here. Like, this is beautiful. This is football level stuff. And, then he catches it and scores smacked in the face right there. I mean, look at this shit. He literally just got hit.
Yeah.
Still goes up through it.
Keeps it
scores.
high. Yeah.
Yep, keeps it high and scores. But also, I mean, look at Book. Comes off the screen and throws, this beautiful lob pass that, is just right into position. I mean, look at that. Look at that fucking arc.
Yeah.
I drew that, and then it went right on the goddamn line. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I saw it one time.
No.
My own arc on that one was as beautiful as two goddamn. I mean, that was perfection. I couldn't have even done it better. I literally I was like, watch this shit be perfect, and it was. And Williams with the finish. But I mean, dude, I listen. I'm awesome. I can't wait to.
Your telestrating game is not matched.
Clip that shit. We're putting that on fucking TikTok.
Yeah, they probably did get too comfortable. It's
They do get too comfortable for sure. And there is a level of like they stopped doing what got them there. But it's weird that we know that, and it still happens all the time.
Yeah, you start thinking you can make anything, and so you start taking stupid shots.
Yeah, there's a lot more heat checks.
Yeah,
but it's weird that in college it makes a lot more sense. And yes, you're goddamn right. It was an impressive arc. That's right. Listen. I'm not. I don't even know what else to say. I fucking nailed that shit. In college, it makes a lot more sense when you have these comebacks because obviously you're talking about less talented teams. So a less talented team making a bunch of shots surprisingly, and then the other team coming back it happens. But in this league, like it almost seems like even the team that is more talented, if they get out to the lead, they're gonna lose it. Like there's just something very strange about you get a 15 to 20 point lead early, and it just you will lose it. Like absolutely unmatched. Like everything I do is unmatched. Otter Pop is on one today. But that's okay.
We like it.
I'm not even complaining at all. I'm just exclaiming with happiness. I'm telling you though, that arc was fucking sick.
It was Brickish angling his arrow.
The best part about this though, in the first quarter, we booed everything Kevin Durant did. Not Keith. Keith didn't boo him.
I booed him at the line, but that's it.
Yeah, but Keith was pretty respectful, and he was missing everything.
Yeah.
And then he started making everything, and I was like, "Oh, maybe we should stop booing him." The first time I booed him, I yelled respectfully though. Like I yell when we go to games, I yell like very like niche, like things, you know. Like I kept yelling, "Asar Thompson is better," but then Amen Thompson dunked like 20 times, so maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
This one I loved. That was just, you know, pure Oso. The funny thing about this was literally right before this play. I'm talking about seconds before this. The Oso Ighodaro checks into the game. And then the crowd, we all love him in Phoenix. So the crowd cheers.
Yeah.
And the second the cheer dies, Kevin Durant inbounds the ball and Oso steals it for the dunk. And we like the whole arena like erupted again. It was just hilarious because literally everyone cheers for him, and then Durant threw the ball right to him. It couldn't have been better. It was too funny.
That was sick.
And then that pass was just beautiful. Then we remember we talked about that one because when this play happened, I turned to Keith. I said, "Oh, so in the dunker spot," because I knew that we would click this one because this is just all the time we do these plays where again. You know, Booker draws the whole Rockets defense. They're looking here. He's literally got 4 Rockets defenders focused on him. And even Oso's defender right here is looking at Devin Booker. So Devin is basically getting the entire Rockets defense on him as he goes to the rim, which allows Oso to just slip right here for the wide open dunk because they're not paying attention to their own. I mean, Devin draws so much attention that right here he's going to say, okay, I'm going to shift back out to the shooter. That's fine. But again, 4 guys on Devin. Reed Shepherd rotates back out. Fine. 3 guys on Devin. And he just throws it right by Şengün. Easy dunk. That's just, you know, that's Devin Booker's gravity and his, you know, his talent. Nobody wants to fuck with Devin Booker. And so he draws the entire defense. And, you know, if the Suns ever had anybody who was in the one year we did have someone who was equal to his level is we went to the finals, you know, in the Chris Paul year. So, you know, we know what can happen when we're at our peak. It's just that we haven't been able to do that since, you know, for a few years now. So
you know, it's our chance to reach that. Yeah. It's our chance to reach the peak again.
I mean,
you know, we'll see.
You know, I said on the Blood Doctor show the other day, my delusional take was the Suns could make the Western Conference Finals because if things broke a certain way, we could beat the Spurs and then beat the Lakers.
You know,
that's not necessarily impossible.
I think if we are able to get past the play-in, I think the pressure is kind of off us at that point. And I think we start playing much better like we did kind of tonight against the Thunder.
I agree with that.
Whatever it is, I think this team, I think the pressure gets to them a little bit. Like when we had the chance to get the 6th seed, I think they felt a lot of pressure, you know, so I don't think they really responded that well. We'll see how they do it in the play-in. But if we are able to get through the play-in, there's no pressure. Like no one expects us to beat the Spurs if we're able to get to them. So I think at that point we'll let it fly. You know, I think we'll start hitting threes better than we have in the last month. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
There certainly is a level of the time of this season that we perform the best is when people were expecting the least from us.
Yeah.
And so there is a level of once people started taking us seriously, things fell apart a little bit. Then you add in the injuries. Then you add back Jalen Green. Everything, you know, we haven't had the right mix, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's you've got to have. If it's the correct mix, it's a souffle. If it's the wrong mix, it's scrambled eggs, and that's that's ultimately what it boils down to. And I think that I agree that part of that is we have just been, everyone's uptight, and everyone is tense, and everyone is trying to my contract and my this and that. And I do think there's been a level of the second half of the season was just more tense.
Yeah.
And like you said, now it's like, let's just fucking win this game. And then let's consider how we could come up with an upset.
Yeah.
But let's worry about today.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that that's the correct way to view it. And I do think that Jordan Knott has his head on straight in that sense. It is just, as awesome as this season was, it is just hard not to look at how close we came to getting the 6th seed, and then looking at the 9 or 10 games we had that were literally right there.
Yeah.
That if we were better in the clutch, because really, the main difference between the final season and this season is, and even the season after that, where we won 60 regular season games and played out against the Mavs, we won every game in the clutch. We were unstoppable in the clutch.
Yeah.
And this season, Chris Paul was unreal. And this season in the clutch, we don't have it. Now, again, we burned out against the Mavs, so who the hell knows? Maybe the playoff clutch is different. Who knows? I just know that, as you said, you put it best. This game is high pressure. But if we can get through that, then you just kind of start to get letting it fly. Then you kind of get to smack Victor Wembanyama. You get to tackle dudes. You get to be the team that's like, what? I didn't even, you get to be that team because fuck it.
Yeah.
And I do think there is something dangerous about having no fear, having nothing to lose, having everything to gain, and having a dude like Devin Booker who has scored 70 fucking points in a game.
Yeah.
There's something to be said for, again, we believe Warriors were a less talented team than this Suns team, and they upset the 67-win Mavericks. So don't tell me this shit cannot be done.
Mm-hmm.
It can.
Absolutely.
So the question becomes how. But before we get there, we talk about the Blazers. But before we get there, let's look at these Mavs highlights.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll talk about the Blazers. And then assuming, hopefully, that we're able to beat the Blazers, which is Tuesday.
Yes.
Then we'll be into the second round. Now, NBA play-in, for anyone who doesn't know, if we lose, we're not out.
Right.
If we lose the play-in, we would then play the loser of the 9-10 game. And if we won that game, we would then get the 8th seed. So the Suns are not out if they lose this game against the Blazers. But let's not even sort of entertain that. Let's just win because we're on home court. Let's win. And then let's go into the 2-7 series where we're just going to have a much better chance there than we would against the Thunder. That's just factual. So we really want to take care of business to win this game.
The whole league is like hoping that we don't because of draft picks and stuff.
There's so
They don't
much.
want the
Yeah,
Suns
nobody
in it.
wants the Suns in the playoffs right now. And so it is our like sworn duty
Yeah.
to piss everyone the fuck off and do this. Like, the league would be furious if we knocked Victor Wembanyama out in the first round. Can you imagine the rage that they would have if we took out their shining prospect? Like,
oh my God.
we have everything to gain from, like, this is Dylan Brooks' time. Like, listen, Dylan Brooks' whole career has been one of disrespect, both ways. He disrespects every single person that he comes into contact with. But he also is constantly treated like he doesn't have any impact on winning the game. Let's remember that he was discarded by Memphis
Mhm.
as not a part of winning, and we don't need him, and he's such a part of the problem. Where is Memphis now? Trading all of their players and tearing it down because it turns out Dillon Brooks was the entire fucking culture in Memphis. It turns out that he was part of the reason that Ja Morant wasn't running around with stupid fucking guns. It turns out that he was part of the reason that everyone's head were on straight. The reason that they were a good team was Dillon Brooks. So they let him go. He goes to FIBA, and in that run for Canada, they beat the United States in the World Cup. Everyone remembers Shea. Shea was awesome. But Dillon Brooks scored like 20 a game in FIBA. Those are 40-minute games. Dillon Brooks was awesome. He dominated both ways. He went to the Rockets, and they were a garbage team. And for the first time in years, suddenly they were a top defense again. He came to the Suns. We're a top 5 defense. Dillon Brooks is a person who's been repeatedly disrespected and told over and over, you're not actually that good. You're overrated. You're not a part of the whatever. And it has now been proven on 3 straight fucking teams and an international team that this guy makes your team better. He impacts winning in a positive way. Yes, he shoots the ball too much out of pick and roll. Yes, his isolations can be ridiculous. Dillon Brooks is a net positive on your basketball team. That is a fact. And so just imagine that dude taking out Victor Wembanyama. Like that is absolutely love making the hoes mad. That is like Matt Barnes level making the hoes mad. And I just can imagine this scenario. Everyone in the league, I hated Dillon Brooks when he wasn't on the Suns. You hate Dillon Brooks when he's not on your team. And when he's on your team, you love him.
You get it. Yeah.
And you get it. And just imagine that dude staring down the camera, Dame Lillard style, if we knock the Spurs out. Can you imagine? Like he would like go on like multiple shows and be like, I'm the greatest player of all time. Like he would have no, like, that's the thing about Dillon too, is that he knows what he's doing. Like he knows that what he says makes other people angry. He knows that he's getting under other people's skin. And that's what he's like Dennis Rodman. Mm-hmm. He wants to piss you off. And because he's not even doing, like, that's the thing is that it's not like he's saying like homophobic things or racist things or sexist things. Like, it's not like he says things that cross the line. He just said like about LeBron, like, he's old. I don't respect him anymore. Like, and LeBron beat his ass. But the point is like he just says things that you wouldn't say, but it really throws people off sometimes. And Victor Wembanyama is so self-assured and so self-confident and believes he's the greatest thing of all time. And I just think this could be Dillon Brooks' masterpiece. Like, okay, in Man on Fire, the movie with Denzel Washington, where he plays a bodyguard and the girl that he kidnaps, or the girl that he is a bodyguard for, is kidnapped. And he believes her to be killed
by her own dad.
But yeah. Well, it turns out it's her own dad. The movie's from 2004.
Mark Anthony, man.
The movie's from 2004. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. It turns out that her dad sets her up. But when he believes her to be dead, the girl's father goes to Denzel Washington's best friend, who is Christopher Walken. And this is one of my favorite like speeches in film. He says something to the effect of, a man can be an expert in many things. A man can be an artist in many things, painting, food, sport, whatever it may be. Creasy, Denzel Washington's character, Creasy's art is death. And he's about to paint his masterpiece. And I think that about Dillon Brooks in this potential series against the Spurs, is that this is Dillon Brooks' chance to just be like, man, fuck this guy, and just get in his face. One time, Dennis Rodman stuck his finger up Larry Bird's ass. That's the kind of shit. That's why Lance Stevenson blew in LeBron's ear, because he wasn't even going the furthest that anyone had been. And I just think Dylan Brooks needs to get in Victor Wembanyama's face and just go at him. Just be like, number one, again, your security guard smacked Britney Spears. So you should already be banned from this country.
It's true.
Number two, like
that's what Trump should do.
Yeah, Donald Trump's gonna fucking erase your ass anyway. You couldn't even defend yourselves from Hitler, and you think you can stop yourself from me? Like, I would just say the craziest fucking shit. Because again, he's 84 feet tall. What are you gonna do? The best thing you can do is distract the shit out of him. It's just true. Like, again, I don't know what his familial situation is, but if he has an adult sister, and I believe he does, I believe she also plays basketball, I would talk nonstop about fucking this dude's sister. And I mean non-fucking stop. I would go into it. I would talk about fucking his mom. I'm not even joking. I am so serious that this dude, he is legitimately 7'5". His arms are legitimately that long. There's so few things you can do, and what you can do is get in his goddamn head. And you know Happy Gilmore when the dude's like, you jackass, like that's what like I would be so good at this. I would learn so much about Victor Wembanyama if I was a role player that teams would sign me to be on the bench just to talk shit to him in game. That's how much I would research the shit I would talk to Victor Wembanyama, because you're never going to be able to just stop him. Mm-hmm. But if you can make him, if you can make him just put his brain somewhere else, I'm a big time believer in psychological warfare on the basketball court.
Yeah, it is true.
The first time that Kevin Garnett met Michael Jordan, I've told this story before, and I'm going to use a word that he goes up to Michael Jordan. And Kevin Garnett, he's 18 years old. He's just drafted into the NBA out of high school. He's from Chicago. He went to Farragut Academy, which is one of the best schools in Chicago. He's like a diehard Michael Jordan fan. And he goes up to him and he's like, I'm like the biggest fan in the world. It's an honor to meet you. I've been to every Bulls, my whole life. This is 95. This is the peak of Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. And he's like, it is an honor to play against you. This is the first time that he checks in, right? Yeah. And Michael Jordan says, and I'm quoting, okay? He says, and I quote, "Shut the fuck up, faggot. I'm not your fucking father." That's Michael Jordan, okay? Now, again, I don't endorse those words. I'm not endorsing it, but I'm just saying that's Michael Jordan. When he drafted Kwame Brown in 2000, he was, again, also out of high school, 18 years old. He just mentally destroyed that kid. He played him one-on-one over and over in front of he's a 40-year-old man, just wrecking this 18-year-old kid over and over, and then couldn't figure out why he couldn't play. He's like, I don't know what's wrong with him. It's like, oh, you destroyed his confidence because you're an asshole. Like, Michael Jordan's the fucking worst. So listen, you are joking, but the basketball court actually is like 90% psychological warfare, because if it wasn't, you just run up and down the court and just dunk and so much of basketball is the trash talk. Michael Jordan was not a good person. No. He's just good at basketball. No, Michael Jordan was a monster. Yeah. If Michael Jordan existed in this era, he would have been canceled so many times over. Not just for the things he said, but one time he was out with Charles Barkley. They played 36 holes of golf. He drank 20 beers, and then they went to play a game that night. I think he scored 60 though. So it's just the guy's a fucking psycho. I was gonna ask, do you think Brooks will get suspended during the playoffs? Yes, 100%. How many games will it take for him to get suspended? The first game, second game? I think he'll be suspended in the second round after we pull off the first round upset. All right, that's what I'm calling.
I think though. I think maybe he'll get tossed from the second game.
I think he's
He'll
gonna
get a double text.
I think he's gonna get suspended in Game 7
Right.
for standing over Victor Wembanyama after he dunks on him
I like it.
to put us up 20 with 3 minutes left, and then he stands over him, and then he goes over to the Spurs bench and he stares at them, and they're like, "Hey, we need to get the game going," and he's just staring like he's legitimately not mentally well on a basketball court. And that's how I know I love him, because that's how Tom Brady was.
The thing, yeah,
Like-
that's true.
It's just,
The thing is like he really does have a sense of humor about it. Have you seen him when he's staring down the
Oh,
Bulls
yeah.
mascot?
oh yeah, like, yeah, he does it. He knows,
Yeah.
again, he knows who he is. Like, anyone who knows him is like, this is not who he is as a person. He's
Yeah.
like the greatest guy. But the point is that the minute he gets on the court, his goal is to unnerve everybody. And I just believe that this could be. I just hope it is my greatest hope that the Suns upset the Spurs and then we get like this like behind the scenes thing about how he just absolutely fucking fucked up Victor Wembanyama's day every single day by just repeatedly saying crazy shit and torturing him, because it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's just so goddamn funny to me. It is. It's hilarious when they're unhinged. Like, because again, the NBA is a fake tough guy league. Like, there's no real danger. Like, those fights that we showed on King and Doc last night, that's about as bad as it's ever got. That's like 40 years in the league. We barely came up with 10 of them.
Yeah.
You know? So I want to see Dylan Brooks just getting people's for an hour, just stare at people, like he's so good at it, dude. Like, yeah, the way he stares down the camera during warm-ups too. Like, he knows what he's doing. He's amazing. Let's get a look at what we got here. So we got Gillespie bringing the ball up with our boy Rasheed Fleming near him. Whew. I mean, listen, the quick shots, it's you just gotta love. And again, I mean, what a year he's having, like a beautiful pass, but just no matter what happens this year, the number of guys that we unearthed, the level of development that we've seen from our veterans, I just have so much more hope for the future than I've had in a long time, because our young kids grew up. Our veterans took another step. There's cohesion in what we want to do. There is a vision. It seems like we're actually functioning as a unit for once. And it's just exciting to see all the time, You love to see it.
So, anything on defense there?
I mean, this is just the rookie being awesome. I mean, What do you do here? Right here, double team. He gets off Goodwin, goes right into Iguodala, splits it, lays it in. I mean, this is the problem that we've had, is that you can see right here. There's no one who's going to cover this back line, really, right? Because it's not as if any of our wings can do that. So Iguodala has to show and then somehow retreat back to protect the rim. And the problem is that that's what Victor Wembanyama does.
Yeah.
That makes him so incredible. And you're asking Iguodala to do that.
Yeah, if we swapped out Royce for a center and Iguodala was up there, then it's a little bit different.
Right. Like, if this is Williams, that's a different scenario. Because then Iguodala has the ability to funnel him right into Williams. Because Iguodala can come high, prevent the three-point shot, and then the double team funnels right into Williams, who would be here to contest, right?
Mhm.
Now, a better player whips that ball to the corner for the shot over here. You're dealing with a rookie, So ultimately, this is just an example of our failure of small ball.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't do a good job with the double, so it gets easily split, and there's no one on the back line who's going to stop the lane. So just our small ball, the problem is that you've got to be really, really good on the perimeter to prevent guys from getting inside. And we're not doing that. So ultimately, nothing changes.
Yeah, how do you stop him from going inside? Like,
Right. Like, what do you do when you can't even get in front of him in the perimeter? There's no one on the back line. And the problem is that this play right here, we saw this over and over with the Rockets. Because here's the big issue right here. You have 4 defenders. Someone should be able to rotate to make this difficult enough. And no one can do it. And he gets right to the rim. And if you commit these guys, once he learns to pass out, these are easy shots. And that's how Luka killed us a million times. So you've got to be able to, right here at the point of attack, actually make him work harder to pull up his dribble and step back and reset.
Yeah.
Because if you let him get a step on you, it's already over. And you can see that right here. What are you going to do? Because, again, I know it doesn't look, but look at this. He's already in motion going forward, and Iguodala is trying to step back. And the thing is that this gets Iguodala to commit so hard this way, the flag just comes right back in the middle. And he just spins it right back in because he's going so hard that also Iguodala has to go so hard to commit to defending him that he can just spin right back to the middle.
And Royce isn't able to.
And Royce is not able to provide any level of, this is just not his game. And it's, he doesn't do anything.
He didn't even try,
if he had jumped there, maybe he could have done something. He's not a rim protector in any way, but, this is just a business decision that I don't want to draw a foul.
Yeah.
But, can Royce – yes, he probably should close this gap and try to get up. But, he'll probably draw the foul, and that's why he didn't do it.
One's wide open,
He does. His man is here.
Yeah.
But, you always have to make a choice.
Yeah.
But ultimately, this is just an example of where our rim protection lacks because we do not have rim protectors on this team. And when we go small, we are also struggling with our perimeter defense too. You can't struggle with both of those things. You're going to get roasted.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, right now, we're still struggling to figure out what are we going to be good at. This is why you and I have both advocated for let's play Iguodala and Williams together.
Yeah.
Let's get some double big – because, again, Iguodala is not really a center.
Right.
Like, I understand that he doesn't, spread the floor or whatever, but, I don't believe in this. You can't run offense without 4 guys who space the floor. It's not true. The Cavs were very successful doing it all the time last year.
Mm-hmm.
And Iguodala's ability to operate in the elbow and, do all these things. He can run pick and roll with Williams. There's so much stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not that he can't shoot. He just would prefer to get to the dunker spot and shoot higher quality shots. But, it's not like Iguodala has not made threes.
Mm-mm.
So, I think that the Iguodala Williams and Iguodala Malawach lineups really need to be explored, and they especially need to be explored against the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
And my hope is that we know they're good and we're just saving them because we want to pull them out when we need them most.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
Here we'll see again a little bit of defensive action. And again, so right here. So the problem is for us that here again, and this one, that's Williams.
Is that Malawach?
That's Malawach. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I thought I saw 15. You're right. That's 10. And this is where Malawach is a rookie.
Yeah, so that's what I think in here.
There's always going to be flaws in the game of the rookie. What he does here is, again, it's the same thing. So right here, Malawach is in position. He's fine here. He should not move, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's prepared. He's got arms up. He's ready. Mavs are going to come up here, set the screen. Point guards are going to come around. Now, what we're doing, it looks like they're trying to have Malawach fake the trap and then drop back into a standard drop defense. So they're going to have Malawach sprint up here like he's going to trap the point guard and then drop back towards the center of the lane, essentially daring the point guard to shoot because you're not going to let him get to the paint is the idea. But Malawach shows so hard on this all the way up here. Now, again, what's happening? Mavs going forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
Point guard already heading forward, and Malawach is backwards on skates because he's out of position now. Because he showed up so hard to the top of the key, and he does not yet have the, sort of stop on a dime cut ability to suddenly turn around and get back this way. So now he showed so hard that the thing is that, we're able to close this gap real quick. So now I'm right with Malawach, and now he's completely locked in on the point guard. He's not even seeing his man. Like Malawach is literally right here, completely focused on the point guard, while his man is cutting. And this is, Brooks didn't didn't stay in front of his man.
Yeah.
So that doesn't help either. And so now Malawach isn't even watching, and that leads to a very, very easy alley-oop because nobody there is able to defend that position, and Malawach is completely out of place. And, the other point where you potentially have is if Brooks right here. This is a nice pick that walls Brooks off. And he has got to be able to fight through this and stay in front of his man. But instead he stumbles. And now he's behind. That one little stumble is you're roasted. So, and that's the thing about this stuff is that's the reason I like to break these down is that when you're watching the game, you're like, oh, what's happening? Yeah. And then when you see it, when we break it down like this, you see that it's these 1-2 little things that determine the whole game. Oh, I love a Booker pick and roll. I mean, that's just using Malawach's size. Because this is the thing about Malawach is he's fucking massive. And so you just use that size.
That's a great pick.
It really is. Because again, he's just huge. So you just,
it's not even moving.
No, just stand there. And for Booker, all the space in the world. I mean, I know the dude's on him, but it's like this creates so much more space than you think. And Book just easy, boom, draws the foul on top of it. God, I love Devin Booker.
I didn't realize he's like number 5th person going to the line this year.
Yeah, Books drew a lot of fouls this year.
Yeah.
Dude, this again, look at the screen. I mean, here again, look at this.
He's so huge.
Malawach is completely walled the dude.
The guy's like in his stomach.
Yeah, like that's an incredible dude. Malawach is awesome. I see it. I really do see it with this guy. And by the time Booker gets by, defender's completely out of the play. He's going to. So they're looking for Devin Booker to go to the snake shot because they're expecting Devin Booker to step right here and come fire the shot, the Chris Paul snake shot.
Yeah.
But instead, he whips it out to looks like that's Brooks. And Dylan knocks it down. And again, that's just the thing is Devin Booker goes right to uses a beautiful pick from Malawach, goes right into a play where they expect him to go to the snake shot for the mid-range elbow jumper, and then he whips it out to the corner instead because he knows they're expecting that. And that's the stuff that Devin Booker has that, he didn't have a few years ago. It's just that he's got so many weapons that you can see him going into a play that we've seen a million times, and then he just does something else. And it's just, these are the things that you appreciate watching Devin Booker play over and over and over. Over the years, you see him develop. You see his game change. You see him become better and better. And like these little things that, again, he learned from Chris Paul, and now he's adding his own little flair to it. I'm going to do the elbow thing, but we're going to run a play where we whip it to the elbow. Like, that shit's cool. I love seeing that because this is like literally that exact play, but for Dylan Brooks to get a 3. And so it's like they literally took the snake play and said, how do we add another element to it? And that's what I love about basketball is that over the years, you will see guys develop pet plays, and then you will start to see the little branches off those things. Again, people are like, "Oh, basketball is the same thing." It's not. it's there's so much to what's going on, and that's why I appreciate Devin Booker so much, because his game is like so multifaceted, so varied. He can score in a billion ways. He's one of the most technical players ever, and he's very underrated in this league. I mean, listen. I know that it's a putback, but like the way that this right here, this is why you love Dillon Brooks isolations, because they're awesome. Because at no point here does Dillon Brooks really have like a physical or speed advantage. He might have a strength advantage, but he doesn't have like a speed advantage. So he gets around. Again, nice screen from Malawach, which gives him the space. So now he's operating. And again, when he comes out of the pick and roll, Dillon Brooks is going to shoot it. There's not a question. He leads the NBA in that category. So we know he's going to shoot it. And he does it here. But look at this. That right there, you come full speed, and then he hesitates hard right here, sends the defender, and then immediately takes off again. That hesitation is fucking amazing. And I know he misses, but like that play, let's just watch again full speed. This is awesome. That hesitation is crazy. You like that level of ability to, he goes full speed, stops, maintains the dribble, does not pick it up, doesn't lose the dribble, doesn't carry, and then goes right back into the attack. And again, I know he missed on the floater, but he still creates the opportunity for Malawach to get the putback. But like that hesitation, the thing is that in most guys' arsenal, when they talk about a hezi, what they literally talk about is a crossover dribble where I hesitate the cross, right? I come up, hesitate, and then come back. Mm-hmm. Dillon Brooks literally full-scale sprints, hesitates an entire body into on a dime stop, and then takes off again. Mm. Like, that's fucking difficult. How often do you see that?
No, yeah.
It's incredibly difficult. I love this dude. Like, again, this is why this season was fun, because I legitimately enjoy watching this team play basketball. It's not even just about, I love the Suns, they're my team. I legitimately enjoy watching this team play basketball. I just do. Mm-hmm. Beautiful pass by Iguodala there. I mean, come on. This is, and you know what this is? Oh my God, you know what that was? Holy shit. I'll be goddamned, folks. This is the triangle offense. What do you know? Phil Jackson's famous triangle. This is it. So, right here. Here is the triangle. So, we've got Oso Ighodaro operating as the function, the main player here at the elbow, okay? So, we're a little bit spaced from where Phil Jackson would have run his triangle because he would have run it a little bit closer inside the three-point line. But this is exactly a modern interpretation of the triangle offense. I'm not even kidding. Because right here, these two guys essentially down here are they're decoys. They're really not a part of the play. And these three guys are going to run the entire function of the play. So this is literally the triangle. I did not notice this before. This shit is hilarious. So again, Iguodala is going to set the screen. So now, out of this scenario, in a lot of scenarios, we wouldn't actually necessarily even run a pick and roll. They'd run a give and go, which is another example of why this is a little bit more of a modern version, because in a classic Phil Jackson version, this might be Pippen, who would flare for the screen, drop back, come around, and then whip the ball to Tony Kukoc in the corner. Mm-hmm. But in this scenario, we're going to run the triangle, get them set for this guy to get the ball, and then whip it right to Oso Ighodaro on the fly. Because they go right back into a pick and roll action out of that for an easy dunk. That's like, I can't even begin to express how much I fucking, that's so beautiful to me. One last Cooper Flag one, huh? Yeah. And I mean, that's exactly what you're talking about with Malawatch right here. Here's again. He's in position this whole time, covers his man, waits until Cooper Flag is into a for sure shooting motion. No other way out of it. And look at this. Flag is like up. Flag is up already going into his shot. And Malawatch is on the floor. His level of spring is insane. And the fact that he's able to just get up and just completely swat this thing when he's in that position, nope. Amazing. Truly amazing, man. Let's talk about the Blazers real quick before we get out of here.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, Denny Avdia is the man.
Yeah.
He's averaging like 26, 7, and 7 this year. They're generally very healthy other than Dame.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Drew Holiday, it's Denny Avdia, it's Shaedon Sharpe, it's Toumani Camara, it's Denny Avdia, it's did I say Drew Holiday?
Yep.
I think I did. So I mean, Donovan Clingan, Yang Han Sen, like their roster there's a lot of talent. I'm very interested to see what we do with Denny Avdia, because I really do feel that if we can put Dylan Brooks on him and just make his life a living hell, that you're going to start to see that the limitations of the offense that the Blazers have.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that that's got to be, job number one. Now we all hate Drew Holiday because we remember what he did in the finals. So I certainly want to keep an eye on him too. But I think that he's not, having the season that he's had. I don't think he's the player that he once was. And I really think the biggest thing is going to be, essentially capping Avdia and then not letting Shaedon Sharpe and Toumani Camara, do damage in transition. We don't want to they've got a couple of wrecking balls. I'm not afraid of, I don't even know if Scoot Henderson's going to play in this game. I'm not afraid of a lot of these guys. I think this is a game we should win.
Yeah.
I think that we're a deeper, better, we're not necessarily more experienced team because, again, Drew Holiday versus Booker in the finals or whatever. But I just think overall, I think defensively we're a much better team. And in this kind of game, defense is really going to win out.
Yeah.
And especially if we're healthy, I think that we should I don't want to say cruise, but
yeah,
this is a game we should win.
We should win. It is tough because, that Mavericks game we were just watching, like we were healthy in that game and the Mavericks took us down to the wire. It wasn't a playoff scenario, so there is that to say. I am just a little worried about our offense right now. I'm wondering who's going to be the other one to step up other than Booker, because I think Booker will get his 30, if not more. The question is, will Gillespie, will he be on it? Will he be shooting well that night? If not, will it be Brooks? Will Brooks be stepping up and getting his 20?
Yeah, you'd love to see Booker get 30, Brooks get 20,
yeah,
Gillespie gets 18, and everyone else chips in and you win.
Yeah.
That's how we've won this year is Booker does his thing, Brooks does his thing, Gillespie does his thing.
Yeah.
And then you get various
It
Royce O'Neal might have 10, Williams might have 10,
That'd be great. Like if we could get Williams going or if we could get, Oso a few dunks. It is tough because Gillespie hasn't been the most consistent this past month, and same with Brooks since he's been back. He's had a couple great games, a couple not so good. So.
I mean, it's hard for me to put that on Gillespie though when Jalen Green is like getting his spot.
Yeah. And
it's like Gillespie's having to like constantly change who he's playing with. He's having to constantly deal with, the lineup switches and all this shit. Like
that's fair.
I do think that again, what's going to change that, I guess, if Green is playing, what's going to change that, I guess?
I think that's a good thing to look at, too, these next few days. Is Green going to come back, or is he still going to have that knee injury he's dealing with?
Yeah. And it's, again, I'm never rooting for injuries at all.
No.
I want him to be 100% healthy. I always do. But, I think the Suns should have benched him.
Yeah.
So if he's hurt, I actually think I don't want to say good for the Suns. I don't mean it that way. I just mean that I actually think they're a better team without Jalen Green. I just don't think that Jalen Green has been a net positive for this team.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that He seems like a great person. It sucks like having to like assess people from a sports perspective. Because it's one of those things, it's like you go, man, I can't believe Russell Westbrook was 10 of 32. And then someone posts a picture of him and his kids. And they're like, this is who you're making fun of. And it's like, did his kids tell him to go 10 of 32? Why are you posting that? Like,
but it's like, yeah, if you go 10 and 32, or if he's like he's gone like 4 and like 18 and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are those like 18 shots or things like where Royce could be hitting up threes or Gillespie, you know. So
right. And you see, I'm playing some Avdia highlights right now just because he's had himself quite a season. And he scored 29, 6 and 6 against the Spurs the other day. That's kind of been his numbers this year.
They win that game?
I'm not actually sure.
Still, that's
101, 112 loss, looks like.
Still.
So, yeah, I mean, he was awesome. Spurs still won. But this is from 5 days ago.
Okay, so this is a good representation of how they'll be playing. So that's scary.
I mean, Avdia is, again, he's an amazing player. And so there's no question about his like ability, his talents, what he can do. And it's going to be difficult to deal with him because he does a little bit of everything. The thing is, I remember I did an episode of the Blunt Doctor show where I scouted like a Wizards Cavs game. This is a few years ago, like when I was doing the show in the garage at the other house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And in that game, I was like, Darius Garland looks like Steve Nash to me, and Colin Sexton is not impressive. And this Denny Avdia dude, he can ball. He's going to be good. Like, that game was one of my greatest scouting jobs ever because I was like 3 years ahead of my time. But Garland really does play like Nash. He's just always hurt.
Is he healthy now? Or?
Healthy-ish. He's played for the Clippers, but he's still always got something going on. I just think the biggest thing about this game is that, you know, the Blazers are and have always been a team that is so heliocentric and built around one player. And I know we always talk about let that player go off and stop everyone else. I really think put this guy in the mud and you fuck up their whole team. Mm-hmm. And I just think all we need to do in this game, or what our focus needs to be in, is throw fresh bodies at Denny Avdia constantly, exhaust him, wear him out, and make this thing as difficult as possible.
Yeah, I like it. We've had that kind of strategy during the season. Like, we usually will pick on people's best player. Did it against Cade Cunningham a bit. We did it against Victor Wembanyama. So we've had some success shutting down people's best players.
Yeah, when we attack the primary option, we've had success. Mm-hmm. We'll probably have an amended schedule for the playoffs, I would assume, because there'll be a lot of situations where we want to talk about things.
Yeah, might do some,
especially big wins. Like if we win Tuesday, we might want to might talk about it for a little bit. So
yeah,
we'll see what we got. Any last thoughts before we go into Blazers Tuesday?
Hey, we're ready. You know, we've earned the 7th seed, so let's just bring it home.
Unstable is a treat.
Yeah.
I agree. We've earned the 7th seed. Let's bring it home, and then let's bring home a championship from the 7th seed. Yes. I don't think that's ever been done. So,
hey, first time for everything.
First time for everything. First time right here.
Yeah, we said
Sunday Night Suns. Maybe we'll see you Tuesday. Maybe we'll see you Sunday. Who the hell knows? We'll see. Peace.